Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt. Would you rather take $1 million right now or have one penny double every day for 30 days? In this video, we're going to talk about why you should take the penny. Now, maybe you've heard of this example before, maybe you haven't. It's a pretty common story, an example, but it is a really great introduction to the power of compound interest. Now, most people would take the $1 million right away. No questions asked. Majority of people would take the $1 million. But if you decided to take the penny that doubled every single day for 30 days, you would have $5,369,709 after the 30th day. This is why Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. It was for that reason. So let's dive into this amazing part of investing that has made the wealthiest people in the world even wealthier. It allows really anybody to start investing at an early age and build up a significant amount of wealth across their lifetime as years go on. So to put it very simply for you, compound interest is the interest that your investment earns, and then the interest that interest earns, and then so on and so forth. The larger the balance gets, more interest builds. So think of a snowball that starts very small at the top of the hill. Once you push the snowball down the hill, it starts gaining speed and it starts getting bigger and bigger the more it rolls down the hill, and as long as it keeps going. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger over time. So I want to give you a real life example of how compound interest can work for the majority of people, even for you. So let's say you're young, let's say you're in your 30s or in your 20s, okay? You have about $10,000 to invest for about 60 years. You have a long time horizon, you're a young guy or girl, you have a high risk tolerance in general. So what you're going to do is you're going to invest this $10,000 into a mostly stock index fund, and then you're going to add about $500 per month just out of your savings and your paycheck into this investment account every single month. And so let's say for the sake of this example, you're going to earn about an 8% return per year on the principal that you put in. So this is after 60 years of time, which is a long time. 60 years can almost feel like a lifetime. But look how powerful this really is. Your initial investment of $10,000 plus the $500 monthly, annualized at 8% return, would be worth $8,803,726. And that's after 60 years of compound interest just building on itself. Think about how insane that is. Now I'm gonna show you a little graph of what this would look like over the course of the 60 years, and you're gonna be mind blown. And this is something you'll notice if you look at compound interest or investing over the course of a long period of time, is that the chart almost just goes parabolic. It just goes straight up. It's explosive exponential growth over time. And this will be really cool for you to see as well. So let's look at the very beginning of what this would kind of look like and what you would see over the course of the first 10 years of this real life example. So you can see by the table numbers here that it starts off slow, maybe even really slow, but then how fast it really gets in the later years. So in the first 10 years, generally the portfolio would return about $5,000 per year and just over $8,000 after the 10th year, as you can see in the period interest column. Now check this out. This always blows my mind when I see this. During the last 10 years, from year 50 to 60, the portfolio starts generating over $300,000 per year and even passes $600,000 in the last year. How crazy is that? Imagine you were generating $300,000 or $600,000 per year passively at a later age, obviously, in life, but think about what kind of impact that would have for you, not only for you, your family, your kids, your grandchildren, maybe even your great-grandchildren. And you can see just how crazy the jumps are per year, especially in the last 10 years. I mean, it almost like starts to jump at like $50,000 per year right at the end. It's quite insane when you really think about it. So to recap this little life example for you, and for you to really get it in a nutshell, compound interest is the key to financial freedom, pure and simple. It's a way to generate wealth for not only you, but generations after you. And if you put this work on your side, if you put the power of compound interest on your side, it can do wonders for you. And this also highlights how important time horizon is, and how if you let your investment just kind of grow as long as possible, the results can be quite crazy. Why do you think Warren Buffett, when he passes away, whenever that happens, hopefully he lives long from here. But why do you think Warren Buffett is going to place his entire fortune in index funds when he eventually passes away? Because if he just lets it sit in a portfolio of mostly stocks, maybe a little bit of bonds, his exponential growth over time will just be ridiculous. I mean, he's already at the point where his, grandkids will never probably have to like work a job or do anything to really make an income, because I mean the money is going to be so absurd that essentially his generations are going to be okay for the next, I would say, 1,000,000 years or so. I don't know, like it probably something ridiculous, maybe even more. And obviously, as more time goes on, this just grows. In my opinion, this is why the rich get richer. It's because of this simple law of compound interest. Now, it's not all good, because if you put the power on your side, it's obviously very powerful and it can work wonders. But if it's working against you, if compound interest is working against you, it can be horrible. So compound interest can actually work against you in the form of, let's say, credit card balances that you don't pay off every month. You would be charged interest on the amount owing, sometimes monthly. And if you don't pay off that balance in the next month, it then carries over and then continues building. And not only this, credit cards can charge up to 20% interest on balances that are owing. So when you think about it, this is more than double what like stocks return. So if you have credit card debt or consumer debt, it's working against you almost more than double what, let's say, a stock portfolio could generate for you. So it's like double or triple as bad working against you. So definitely this is the worst kind of compounding effect that can happen towards you. And this is how people get themselves in deep holes of debt that they eventually might not be able to climb out of, because year after year, this can really put people into a really bad situation. And so if you have any sort of consumer debt, you really need to eliminate it as fast as possible, because it is just kind of growing and growing, and it grows fast too against people that have it. So overall from this video, you can see that if you put compound interest on your side, it can honestly fight and just grow your overall financial well-being immensely. And this is another big law and part of investing and even personal finance that I believe should have been taught in school. I don't know why I learned about this, in my 20s. I wish I knew about this when I got my first job back when I was like, 15 or 16 years old. I was working at McDonald's, flipping burgers, not making a lot of money. But if I had put my $20 to $50 away back then, I mean, that $20, $50 could have been worth a lot more today. So that's the way you have to think about this. It's a powerful force that can really build you up or honestly destroy you quickly on the other side. And again, it's also another reason to start investing as early as possible. If you're in your early 20s, or even if you're in your 30s, just get started. You cannot afford to almost let this opportunity pass you by. And I don't want it to sound too good or it sounds like a scam. This is not a scam. You can look at the wealthiest people in the world. This is what they do, and their money just creates more money, and then that more money creates more money. It's just an exponential effect when you think about it. So get started early, create your own little snowball, and start pushing it down the hill of life. All right, I'll stop with the crappy snowball jokes, but seriously, start your own snowball, push it down the hill, and let it work for you. And if you guys want to start investing yourself, I'm going to leave a link for Wealthsimple Trade and Wealthsimple Invest below for you to sign up. And if you do sign up to Wealthsimple Trade, you will get a $5 credit. I'll also get $5 just to be transparent with you. So I'd really appreciate that. You can use the link below. It will send you to a form where you can sign up. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. It helps out a lot with the channel. It helps me push these videos to a new audience that hasn't seen them before, that might really need to see something like this. They might be in a position where they can start putting compound interest on their side. So I'd really appreciate if you guys do that. And of course, subscribe for more videos on investing, personal finance, and a little bit of remote work here and there. Until next time, guys, take care.